payment flow that might be going from dollar to Mexican peso, and you're holding a dollar, you're selling that dollar and buying XRP, you're moving that XRP across the XRP ledger to, let's say, Bitrue, who's here in the audience today, you're selling the XRP and you're buying Mexican peso. By enabling that liquidity to move from dollar to peso in real time, you're changing how that oil is greasing the engine of correspondent banking. So for us, in a world of hype, in a world of experimentation, in a world where people talk about the opportunity and really the speculation of digital assets, we feel like XRP is the only digital asset really poised to solve a problem at scale.
With a level playing field,
we are inheriting a difficult situation from the outgoing administration, and they're trying everything they can to make it more difficult. Inflation is continuing to rage, and interest rates are far too high.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction; it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten, and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks pulling back. Now we go to CME, we see Bitcoin and Ethereum volume pretty good. Open interest is not as high as it normally is. We know that's going to pick up. Now we had over 700 million liquidated in 24 hours. But don't forget, guys, tomorrow we have January 9th, Carter's funeral. And yes, they're shutting everything down. The stock market, the NASDAQ, closed tomorrow. And I think the bond market closes at about 2 o'clock. So we know what that means for crypto. We'll get liquidity to come in because we're the only game in town. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, not your financial advice, not financial advice. Please do your own research. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, short and down, long and up. And again, no one wants this long-term paper. And we see stocks pulling back, but it's not just because of yields. We know a whole lot of algorithm selling is going on. Remember, stocks and cryptos are controlled by algorithms. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And then we have the dollar getting as strong as ever. And of course, that's going to force these emerging markets to move over to stable coins. Remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And right now we have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo at $208 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling it on a daily basis during the week. And we have Trump on inflation and interest rates. And even though the Fed has cut the Fed funds rate, we still are seeing yield rates move up. Like I told you, they will slowly creep up once Jerome Powell was done cutting. And now once Trump gets in office, we are really going to need a cut. But instead, we know they're going to pause. They're keeping these rates high for longer to destroy this legacy market so this fourth industrial revolution can rise. And the second half of 2025, we're going to see these layoffs pick up. And in the stock Patreon I sent you, all these layoffs they have set up for 2025. Also the closings, and that's just the ones that were announced last year. That's not even including the ones that are going to happen this year. We are seeing the closing down of America so AI and the machines can take over. And we know this is biblical. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs right now are down. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have South Korea seeks to lift ban on institutional trading of cryptocurrencies. And guys, remember, it doesn't matter what country you go to, they all have a plan for this fourth industrial revolution. Yes, they'll take one step back to go two steps forward. The same thing we see with Meta when they made the announcement that they're going to stop the fact checking the way they're doing it now. They want the bots to take over. But when it comes to these digital assets, they're the future of this economy. Now also we have Thailand to pilot crypto payments for tourists. And we know that's all about adoption. Only thing you have to do is dangle that carrot. Now we have Bitfinex derivatives to move to El Salvador after securing the digital asset service provider's license to operate in the country. And we always have to keep an eye on Bitfinex. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, guys, I went over this last night, but we had Bragg Garlinghouse and Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And we know that meeting is all about the fourth industrial revolution. Don't forget Trump's executive order, when it came to fintech, it had Ripple in that executive order. And I think it was 13772, and that was back in 2017. So that lets you know that all the testing has been done. Now it's time to implement all this technology without the sheep even knowing. And we have Bragg Garlinghouse speaking of how they can use XRP, XRPL to move fiat. Now they have their own stablecoin. And again, that makes them a one-stop shop, and I call that a bank. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.